Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Samuel Akim and Keenan Curran. This is Deep Ball. We are joined by a very, very special guest, a national champion at that, Julius Davis, one of the tag team duo running backs of the Montana State Bobcats. It was him and Adam Jones, but we're sitting down with Julius. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm out here in Florida, in
Woo.
Miami, training right now, so enjoying the nice weather, nice sun.
Everything's nice in
Man,
Miami.
yeah.
Everything's nice in Miami. Nice, man.
So, first off, thanks for joining us. We have to ask, how does it feel to be a national champion, dog?
Man, it's unreal to be honest. Still to this day, like just actually coming to the fact, like, okay, we did it, you know.
Yeah, man.
But it's kind of it sets another standard, another bar. You get to that point, you're like, okay, what's next after this?
Right?
So now it's just okay, keep striving, keep reaching for the stars, keep going. Um, Whatever that is, if we go to the NFL, okay, now let's talk about Super Bowls. If that's in
Facts.
the real world, let's try to be a CEO.
Mm.
So just trying now to elevate to whatever's past. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's a good mentality to have. I want to think like it's hard. You're probably what 3-4 weeks removed from it. But what were your initial thoughts post game, and like has the feeling of that high worn off, or are you still kind of riding it a little bit?
I mean, still a little bit riding it. It's just I I was bummed out because I couldn't be there to celebrate with everybody, with the community,
Mm.
with the guys when they did the parade.
Yeah,
Because I had to come out here to train, so
right.
I was just trying to be a part of it as much as possible. But it's so much joy, so much happiness. Being able to bring that type of joy back to Bozeman and then just alone Montana. Um, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty special thing, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. So
Yeah, man.
Man, with all that has happened since winning the national championship, aside from the feeling of winning it, because obviously we know winning it feels amazing. What would you say is the best thing that has happened since you guys have won the national championship for you? And then maybe you can say for the team as well.
um, probably just being able to put our names up in the history book. I think it's a pretty special thing. I was just talking to Adam the other day, and I was like, we had all these teams that set the foundation and the stepping stones of what they want this program to reach.
Yep.
And we broke that bar. So now the bar is set. Um, and now you guys are going to have to take this team and lead it to go break that bar. So just always finding ways to improve, just keep going, keep going. So,
Man, that's spot on.
And
And go
yes.
ahead, Sam.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to that because you talked about setting the bar and you're kind of talking about setting the culture of Montana State football. What was that like? Like what were the winter condo training sessions like? What were the speeches that you gave the team like? Because obviously somebody has to do it first. And obviously you guys weren't the first team to do it, but I'm saying like after 41 years, obviously a foundation has to be set. What was that like, the off season, like the training camps? What was all that like in order to get this foundation and culture set in place?
started with Coach Herron. Sean Herron
Mm.
is by far one of the best strength coaches I've worked with, and I've been at Wisconsin as well. And I've had some amazing coaches over there, but he's really good at knowing. Okay, let's be smart about this. He's not very. It's not the old school meathead lifting.
Right.
He's a lot smarter with it. Make sure we take care of our bodies.
Yep.
And it's really like an extension of the trainer room as well with how much knowledge he has. Um, so it starts with him. First day we were on the Pete's Hill, uh, and
Mm.
that's how we start off our summer.
Yep.
So it's pretty brutal. But as you guys know, like to withstand the football season, you got to go through these hard times, all this hard work, adversity, now, so you don't have to go through it when the season hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So having your body condition was big time and a big emphasis. So we did a lot of running, a lot of strength, explosiveness work,
Mm-hmm.
but we did a lot of mental work as well. Just because, think about it. Okay, now we have the transfer portal. We're talking about 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids, seeing all the flashy things going on in the NIL space. So their minds are everywhere. What we
Social
need,
media.
exactly. So it's so much stuff for these young kids coming in that are trying to mature and develop not only as a football player but a man. And now it's like, okay, we got to try to hone you guys into let's focus on the right habits. Let's focus on the right things to get you going on the right path. So we did a lot of mental work. That was a big thing. Even going into the Brawl of the Wild, that was the emphasis we had. We knew that stadium is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
That it's going to be an electric environment. So leading up to even that game, we're like, okay, practicing different mental strategies and different techniques from special forces guys, all these guys that Coach Vegan brought in, and Coach Heron then just worked it with us within our workouts. So it was a lot of stuff, but all stuff needed for the season.
Facts.
And you got to trust the process. That's the biggest thing.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a great, and I'm glad to hear about the mental side of things. I'm big on the mental side of things. I did mentals in high school, mentals in college, and just kind of like meditation before games. So I think that stuff is super powerful. You kind of talked about like, overcoming adversity, right? And early on in the season, that was something that you guys dealt with, dropping the first two. But do you have a moment in this season that confirmed your confidence that this would be the end result? Like, hey, we're going to win the national championship. Was it at the beginning? Would you even at 0-2, you're like, yep, we're still going to win the national championship? Or was it like, was there some rockiness? And then you were like, yo, we won this game and we knew right now we're going to win the natty.
I would say, obviously you could say that. I would say for this team, the biggest difference for me for this team was that these young guys were eager and hungry and they had that mindset already coming in. So I believe from the moment that we came in from January, whatever that day was after after Frisco last year, brought everybody in, saw the different teams that were like, okay, listen, this is what we want to do. This is our goals. Everybody aligned with that, established that with the captains, with the older guys, with the rest of the team that was still left there from the 2024 team. Younger guys come in, and now, okay, we're talking to them. They're already on that same path. They're already ready, eager to work, ready to get to it.
Yep.
So it's okay, boom, let's work. From that point forward, we knew we had the pieces, but we knew that there was going to have to be a lot of growth that came with it, if that makes sense. We knew as young guys coming in, we're talking about 18-year-olds that just came
Yes,
from high
sir.
school. There's going to be work. So them having that mindset already, we kind of already knew, okay, if we can get them to understand, get them enough reps, enough experience, we'll be able to have a chance at this thing. But
Man, that's a good feeling.
we never wanted to assume that we'd win. We always believed that we could win, because we wanted to treat every game as it's a big opportunity, regardless of who we're playing, where we're playing. It doesn't matter. It's a big opportunity to play another game with this team. So
That's awesome.
Man, I love that mentality. You mentioned a little bit about the 2024 season, and you were injured for much of that 2024 season. Talk a little bit about what it felt like to be healthy in 2025 after being injured for much of the 2024 season. And if you want to talk about the injury, go into that as well. But how did you deal with all of that?
It was rough. I'm a competitor, so watching obviously is not
The film shows that, brother.
Yeah.
Watching is not my thing, but supporting and being there for my brothers, loving my brothers, that's part of my thing. So regardless that I'm not playing, I got to be there, support them. I'm an older guy on this team that guys respect, so I have a lot of knowledge and ball, regardless of the position. So just being there, being a ear for the guys to listen to them, and the extra set of eyes and coaches at that time was the biggest for me. but it obviously stuck not being able to play.
Yeah.
But being able to be there in Frisco with the guys last time and they still experienced the feeling, I think is kind of what drove me a little bit more this year. Just because I didn't have an opportunity to have a say in how
Yeah.
that game could have went. I couldn't compete in that game. So, you know, having the support of the guys around me and then being able to return that and be like, okay, listen, I'm an older guy. I need to be able to have longevity this season.
Yes, sir.
I need to I need to make sure I can take certain hits and control the hits that I take, unless I'm flying in the air, of course.
Yeah, right.
But
You love doing that.
so it's just trying to be the best version of myself for this team,
Right.
while not trying to be selfish at the same time. You know, if I
Right.
got to get the yards after contact, let's do it. But longevity at the same time. Don't fight for too long and take 7 unnecessary hits. You know,
That's when they
so
come and get those ankles.
Yeah,
exactly.
man. And you get the bumps and bruises that you wake up with the next day. Like, man, how did I get this one? I thought I was delivering the hit.
Yeah.
Um, man, so you talked about coming from Wisconsin. That's something I wanted to just kind of hit on, and that's your home state school. But what was it like? Can you compare being a Bobcat the last 3 years against your time, being at Wisconsin? Obviously, you're a national champion with the Bobcats, so that's got to be something that you're going to remember fondly in your history of college football.
I will say, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change it for a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do, even though I didn't get the playing time that I wanted at Wisconsin, we were all young at one point and know deep down sometimes maybe we're not doing everything that we need to do,
Got
to
to be
be
honest
able
with
to,
yourself.
so I definitely don't knock them. I don't have any type of feeling towards Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin. I love the guys that I met there, the relationships that I created. Um, Even some of the physical trainers that were at Wisconsin, some of their children go to Montana State, and it was crazy. I was
Wow.
helping the freshmen move in and saw them, and I was like, "What?" um, so still love Wisconsin. I think it was a great experience. It was necessary for my development. Um, and I think using that experience when I got here to Montana State, to kind of talk to some of those guys, and because obviously everybody's going to feel some type of way about FCS or FBS, that
Yeah.
label. So, um, some of the guys asked me about Wisconsin, this and the third. I'm like, Wisconsin taught me how to be consistent,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, at Montana State, we double rep, so everybody get reps.
Yep.
Wisconsin and some of these bigger programs and just other programs, single rep. So you're not going to get that many reps if you're not a starter. You're not going to be able to develop yourself, if you're not doing it outside of practice, right?
Yep.
So I was able to learn consistency from Wisconsin and translate that to Montana State and talk to the guys and be like, listen, if I can leave y'all with any piece of advice, your teammates, your coaches, everybody wants consistency from you. You flashing one thing, you flashing this, that's cool. Consistently flash that though, you know.
Yes.
Um, Show us you can do that consistently, because that's how you're going to gain the trust and respect, and the be able to meet the goals that you want to meet.
Yep.
Um, and not just talking football, talking everything in life. Um, so I think there's some lessons I could learn from Wisconsin that I took with, um, and the coaches, the great coaches I was able to be coached by, and work with, and then Montana State. I mean, um, it brought me a different type of love. Um, the community is like no other. Um,
Yep.
just Montana people are some of the most genuine people I know, and they care. And I think that's the biggest difference is when I was in Wisconsin, it was such a big environment, big, I guess you could say, organization,
Yeah.
that it wasn't as intimate or personal of relationships with the community.
Yep.
It was like, I kind of see this person and then I might not ever see them again. So I think it was really cool getting out my comfort zone, moving to the mountains, I'm from the city, so it's a lot different, a lot slower.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I got to go fish. I got to go ride horses, go do some Montana things, snowmobile. Um, so really cool. And then the guys that I met, the coaches, Coach Mix was probably one of the biggest reasons outside of Coach Vegan, why I came here.
Shout out my guy Sammy Mix.
Man, that's my dog.
Yeah, for sure. He's
Love
good
Coach
people.
Mix. Great peoples, and I'm excited for him for his job as well, the new job he got. But yeah, he was probably the biggest reason I came. He was genuine. He cared about me. He didn't try to force me into making a decision on where I wanted to go, and cared about me more as a person than a player. So I think my time at Montana State, like I told some of the guys in the locker room before they wanted to transfer, I was like, man, grass ain't always green on the other side.
Talk about it.
Amen.
I'm supporting you. I love y'all. Like, I'm rooting for you, but if you're a good player, they're gonna find you at Montana State. Trust me.
Yes, sir. So you talked a little bit about Sam Mix and Coach Mix and how he influenced you to come to Montana State. But what were some of the other schools that were coming after you in the transfer portal when you were leaving Wisconsin?
UCLA, Wyoming, North Dakota, and there's a few other little smaller schools. Yeah, I believe that was it. There's a few other little smaller schools, but I kind of already had the connection with Coach Al Johnson. He had left to go to Tempe last year, so he was how I found out about Montana State. But yeah.
Wow.
So that was your first time going to Montana, like when you came on a visit?
Yeah, and funny thing, so when ESPN Game Day was was it in Bozeman? I believe it was in Bozeman.
Bozeman,
they were in Bozeman,
Against you guys, against the Grizz, and I was at Wisconsin, and I remember watching the game, getting ready for one of my games, and seeing the guy put on the cat head and all the stuff in the ESPN, and I was like, wow. And that was one of the first videos they showed me when I came on a visit. I was like, hold on, this deja vu. it was really cool.
That's dope, though. It's crazy you remember
cool.
those little small things.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like that just kind of highlights how awesome, like how important that exposure is. Because when I was growing up, I'm from Oklahoma. It's OU and OSU. We do not have FCS programs in Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys have FCS in Wisconsin either. It's like if you don't have a program in your state, you don't really know about it. But I'm sure seeing something like that, you're like, wait, they do it like that at the FCS?
Yeah. Well, so in Wisconsin, the only people we know about is the North Dakota State, South Dakota State.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's the teams that are usually coming in to recruit. So we don't really know any other ones, but yeah.
Wow.
Nice, man. That's awesome, bro.
Okay. Are you going, Keenan?
Sam? I was going to talk about, like, go ahead. So you kind of grew up in Wisconsin, played football in Wisconsin. This is something that I'm from Seattle. I never played in this, but how do you compare like Wisconsin cold to Montana cold? Because I'd imagine you played in sub-freezing temperatures in both places.
Oh, I get this question all the time. Wisconsin is terrible. It's like, it is bone chilling cold that is just like, oh, I don't know how to explain it other than bone chilling. You can feel it in your bones. Like you have to go there and experience it and then realize why you shouldn't be there in the winter. Find a vacation place. I love Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin so much, but that cold is something. I'm gonna tell you. The Montana cold is not too bad. It has the sun being so close, it doesn't make it too bad, and the humidity.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Man, I couldn't imagine playing in Wisconsin then because there was games where I was in Montana. I'm like, woo, boy, it's chilly out here, dog.
2017 in Bozeman was pretty cold, Keenan.
Yeah, but you know they tell you to not wear sleeves. They say put Vaseline on your arms. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be a tough guy out here, bro. Let me get my long sleeves, bro. It's good,
I'm
dog.
not tough. Let me get a long sleeve.
That's awesome.
Okay. Keenan and I are both out-of-state guys that came to Montana from elsewhere and both enjoyed it greatly. I guess we already asked this. I'm gonna move on. My bad. You led the team in rushing this year with the fewest attempts out of the three-headed monster run game, and you, Adam Jones, and Justin Lamson. What part of your skill set do you think led to your success this year?
Well, I would say probably just being able to be patient. Um, I think the biggest thing with the difference of last year and this year's O line, you got to be able to realize and recognize that O line was an very experienced O line that's played a lot of games together.
Yep.
So they have that continuity that when we're making this call, they're already thinking this and on the same page, right? It might have like little adjustments for particular situations where this guy might blitz or this might happen, right? Um, but now you're coming in with a new O line, kind of got to figure things out. So you can't be, and me and Adam talk about this all the time with Coach Fern was, you can't, at least to start, you can't be as just straight hit it. You can't just stay on your track the entire time full speed. You kind of have to go smooth to faster because you need
Yep.
to allow it to develop and allow yourself to manipulate these linebackers and safeties and give the O-line time to recognize, read, and be able to then climb and put these guys where you need them. So I think that was the biggest thing for me this season, just going through the countless reps that we had in fall camp and then getting to the games and watching film and studying ourselves was just like, okay, we need to slow our tempo down a little more for the line to be able to work up and place these guys where we need them. And I think once we started understanding that, it's kind of once we started hitting a lot more explosive runs, and kind of starting to find our groove. And then obviously the old line started finding their continuity together, and then it just kind of started going. So
That's
I love that.
awesome. Okay, this is the question. It pains me to ask this, but I felt like I was the other way in reverse. But in your career, 1/3, and I don't know even if you know this stat, but 1/3 of your 100-yard games came against Montana in the Brawl of the Wild. So take us through your experience playing against your rival team, and how did those games just bring out the best in you?
wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Um, I would say, I mean, it all starts with the guys up front. Um, I mean, two of those years I played, or one of the years that I played one game and then I got hurt in that other one. But I had Tommy there as well as another threat, so that helped a lot as well. But I would say just how competitive this game is going to be. I didn't know my first year going into it. I didn't know what the hell to expect, to be honest. I heard
Yeah.
crazy things that this is the biggest thing. Nothing matters but this game. I'm like, all right, like I don't know. I'm just coming in here from Wisconsin. I don't know, but let's rock. So the first time I played in it, I was just like, oh wow, nah, this is legit now. Like I've been in some Big Ten games that wasn't like this. Like this is pretty legit now. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. After playing in that first one, it kind of we lost and kind of
Kind of get that sick
realizing,
feeling.
like, yeah, that is sick feeling, very sick
Get that
feeling,
feeling in your stomach, like, oh man.
man. I was like, man. So after that, it's like, okay, now I kind of understand how this game goes. Like, you gotta this a playoff game, pretty
Yes.
much. It could be in the middle of the season, the first game. This is a playoff game. That's how this feels. Um, so just setting that mindset from that point moving forward. I'm a competitor, so I'm always going to try to get the guys around me fired up to play too, um, because I ultimately I want to put good film. If I'm going to be playing on the field in between the white lines, like I'm representing my family. I'm representing this university. And I'm representing my coaches and the guys around me. So I want to put my best foot forward always. So um, just knowing that this is a big game to Montana as a whole, and like any rivalry game, you know it's going to be crazy. You know it's going to be intense. Everybody's going to be giving it their best shot until the tank is gone. Um, and just, I think after playing in that first one, it just kind of solidified that for me. It wasn't really I didn't even know how you could prepare for it, but you better just over prepare, watch film, lock in, and know you going to war. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're never gonna be able to know what the Brawl of the Wild is like until you play in the Brawl of the Wild. That's the only way to understand what intensity it requires, what type of energy you got to have, how you got to come into the game. Like, you must play in the game to understand the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just a really, like, I came from Seattle, so I didn't realize how big the rivalry was. And then when you're in it, you're just like, oh, wow, I get it now, because these are two schools that are in the same state. That it's a state that's kind of overlooked a little bit.
No
and
pro ball.
The people, no pro ball. So the people in the state have so much pride in the school that they support. And so it's like, when you're in Missoula, you're going to hear some crazy things from the fans. When you're in Bozeman, we get the same thing back. And it's just like, I think people make a lot of it, but if you haven't played in it, you don't understand the feeling. And, we share that sentiment with you. It's like, we played in it, so we get it too. And it's just it's a really, really nice, fun game.
100%.
Did you have a running back you watched growing up that you liked most or tried to model your game after?
I watched a lot of Barry Sanders growing up, and then kind of, I would say probably around middle school, I started watching a lot of Marshawn Lynch.
You see?
I see that. I see that.
Hey, Marshawn, see the Seahawks, baby?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. My biggest thing was, those were two of the guys I feel like I started off watching a lot of. And then as I kind of went throughout my high school and probably more college, I started to really pay attention to literally like just all the greatest backs. Marshall Faulk. Then if you want to go to, today's time, or even still back then, Frank Gore, today's time, Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, you know what I'm saying? So Bijan, you got
Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin boy.
So it's like, I don't know. I love football. I love to watch multiple guys, because I like to pick different things from everybody's game, because everybody has like that specialty. And you can pick up other little things that you might not have thought of on your own by just watching all these other great running backs before you. So I try to just take game from everybody and then put my own flavor on it. So
that's smart, man.
Were you always a running back, or did you want to play receiver? Did you like defense, or where was your mindset with that?
I played both ways growing up. I played linebacker. Linebacker was fun because I played linebacker and running back at the same time. So I kind of knew what the running back was thinking, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm a little ball hawk now, but on the other side of the ball. And then it got to a point where it was just like, this is fun, but like, what if they just decide they don't want to go to my side and they want to go over here? Like, then the game's not as fun no more. Now I'm just playing tag. Like, so after that, I was like, you know what? I like scoring touchdowns. And then from that point forward, and then to my dad, he also told my coach, he said, listen, I don't know if my son's going to grow taller than 6 foot. So I don't know if middle linebacker is good for his future. So that was another reason too. But ultimately, I love scoring touchdowns. I love the excitement of being able to create plays and kind of have a little bit more control of what's going on. So.
Nice, man. Yeah, shout out Pops for putting you on that path, because
shout out Pops, man.
They be knowing when we don't. It's like, yeah, he's not a linebacker. He's a running back. Man, one thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, Some people will refer to you as kind of between the tackles guy, right? You guys have this tandem and your running back duo, but in that, you've shown some flashes of elite athleticism and your tendency to hurdle defenders or spin off of players in tight spaces. How did you develop that part of your game, or is it just kind of natural football instincts from playing for a while?
I'd say probably just natural instincts, to be honest. Because for sure, the spin, I definitely don't like spinning. But when I have
Yeah.
to spin, I spin. Just because I like to see what's going on. I don't
I was
like putting
just
my
about to
back.
say that.
Yeah, I don't like having my back to everything and then don't know what type of hits are coming. Nah. At least with the hurdle, I can at least see what's going on. I can prepare. Uh, but yeah, I think just kind of just like I said, watching other guys, seeing other guys do things, try things. Um, and my dad always told me like trust your ability, trust your athleticism. Um, and if I feel like I can do it, I'm gonna try it. See what happens. You know, the worst that could happen. I don't know. I don't get as many yards. You know, so it's like it's worth trying. And I did high jump and hurdles as a kid growing up, in middle school, high school, in track. So I could jump. Um, I kind of started it in high school though, because I remember there was a game that I took a hit in my quad, and I was like, yeah,
Mm.
there's not too many more of those I want to take.
That Charlie
And
horse
that was their
boy.
game plan. Yeah, that was their game plan the whole time, was just to hit me in the quad the whole time, because I was running high when I was in like sophomore year of high school. I was running high, so they was just targeting my quads. Yep. From that, I had an answer. I said, I'm not doing that no more. So
Yeah, you can't keep diving at my legs, dog. I got some springs, man. That's
yeah,
smart, man. You made a lot of highlights like with that hurdle. Like if it's working for you, why not keep using it to your advantage?
right. I mean, the way I think of it, I was just talking to the running back trainer I'm working with down here, Jerry Seymour. I was just talking to him. I'm like, man, because he asked me, he's like, how you be doing all the hurdles? So I'm like, man, to be real, I just want to answer for everything. If I'm being honest, if you think you're gonna stop the hurdle, well, guess what? I'm gonna run, give you the same presentation, then just lower my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next time I'm gonna run. This time I'm gonna put a move on you. This time I'm gonna stiff arm you. Oh, now you're playing hesitant. Yeah, I'm gonna just run past you. Okay, so just trying to set up different answers for different things, different situations, and being able to always have an answer to get an extra yard somehow, some way. So
You mentioned your dad a few times now, and talk a little bit about what his influence on you has been. I love to see how active he is on social media. I love to see how active he is in supporting you and just always there. I just absolutely love that. Talk about how he has how he has been able to influence you over the years.
he's my biggest supporter. Also my biggest critique in a good way, because he always wants the best of me,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't want it any other way. I love that he has been able to find his social media presence within, be
Yeah.
able to do his thing. So I'm happy for him about that. But he's been able to be a great leader, a great mentor, a great father, great man. Just to kind of to set the path of the success that I wanted to have, and be able to lead me to that. Um, and ultimately just kind of present it and be like, here, if you want to do this, this is the work you're gonna have to do. If you want to do this is the work you're gonna have to do. And just holding me accountable to that. Um, but he after every game, coach Coach Pop's coming out every time.
The X Factor.
Every time after every game, and it's awesome because he posts stuff all over Twitter, but then he's texting me, making sure like, okay, look, on this play you could have probably did this, also breaking down the film with me. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just he's another set of eyes. He coached college football, he played the position, he played defense as well. So just being able to have that extra support as well, is big time, and it's not going to come from a place where it's like you're the best. No, he's going to critique me. He's going to let me know like,
Yeah.
nah, you should have did this. nah, you should have did that. But yeah, he's been a big impact, big influence on me. So yeah,
I
appreciate
love
That's
that,
that.
awesome.
man.
That's awesome, man. And they, people say your dad is the only man in the world that truly wants you to be better than him. So, yeah, I think that's a really cool thing for you guys to have that relationship. That's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Sam, you got
You
the
got
next
to
one?
play. Yeah, I got you. You got to play with two quarterbacks that will go down in history of Montana State football. Touchdown Tommy and Justin Lamson. Tommy Malott is who we're talking about. Talk about some similarities you see in their games, and then maybe a couple of ways they're different in your opinion.
Um, they're both amazing quarterbacks. Um, I would say their game is kind of similar, but like you said, different. They both have the ability to run. Tommy has that X factor when it comes to speed. That speed is unmatched.
Facts.
So he has that advantage, but I think they're both very smart. Um, Justin can definitely run. He might not be as fast, but he can make when he runs detrimental to the defense and make them pay for it. So he's really good in that fact, but he can also sling that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see by his stats, like he's his high completion percentage. More, I believe he's a game manager, but he has that ability to make the deep throws when need be. He's not forcing it. He's not trying to get our guys killed. Um, he's just a very smart quarterback. So it's very hard. They're both very great quarterbacks, like you said, going to go down uh, as some of the best to ever do it at Montana State. But yeah, one had one. They both got their X factors, but they're pretty similar.
So I'm on record early in the season, maybe calling Justin Lamson too running backy of a quarterback, right? And I felt like he was taking maybe some of your carries early on in the season. Obviously, I'm eating my words. He's a national champion. There's nothing I can say about that. And he dropped his on the Grizz twice, so I can't really say anything about Justin, right? So I got to give him his praise. But how do you stay like locked in and confident when you're not getting opportunities like that, and just kind of stay locked in?
I mean, just trusting the guys around you, and trusting my ability and my preparation to what's gotten me to this point. Um, But being in the RPO system, you know that ultimately I don't have control of where the ball goes. I can just do my
Facts.
job, and trust the guys around me that they're going to do their job and they see something maybe I don't see, um, and just trust in that and be able to, if I don't get the ball, be a factor down the field to spring off a run or spring off a scramble or try to get open and pull a guy out of a zone to open up Taco or Jabez or Chris or Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Different guys. So um, I think just like I said, just being able to trust the preparation, trust trust that you're confident enough, trust your ability, um, and just stay confident in that. Don't let anything knock you off your pivot. Um,
Yep.
that I could have easily had that with Yale after that whole situation. I could have easily allowed that to knock me off my pivot, allow that to infiltrate the team and become something bigger than it was and derail this team where we wanted it to go. But ultimately, I have a text telling my coach, my OC, I was like, hey, listen, I could take whatever's going on. Just I don't want this to infiltrate anything that has to do with the team.
Yeah.
We have a path, and I don't want this to affect a single thing. I don't want to be the reason why, you know. Um, so yeah,
So talk a little bit about that situation. What was it that led up, for people that don't know, what was it that led up to that situation with the altercation at Yale? What was the conversations with Coach Vegan after that? If you care to share or not, you don't have to, but just talk a little bit about that situation, what led up to that, and then what was the kind of the aftermath. You kind of got into it a little bit, but give us the behind the scenes a little bit.
I mean, it was really, everybody knows this is a playoff game, high emotions. Uh, like you guys said, people are going to be talking smack. Things are going to be going on the field that
Yep.
the fans at home aren't going to know, which is okay. And in that particular moment for myself, I wasn't talking smack to anybody. Those are just my teammates, but there was a lot of things going on just around me. So I think it was just a miscommunication that me and Coach Vegan are more than comfortable with each other enough to be able to talk about it and own our whatever about it. But it, me and him, his message to me was just, I want to protect you. I want to make sure uh, we're putting you in the best position possible and
Yeah.
not allowing anything to knock you off your goals. And I was right there with him, apologetic and accountable for my actions, and just kind of left it at that. Because, like I said, I didn't want this to be something bigger than it was. They caught us in a moment that didn't reflect how we felt about each other, uh, how we felt in the moment, any of that. It was just context that people didn't understand and don't need to understand ultimately,
Right.
because me and Coach Vegan are good. I just was off the phone with him the other day, a day ago, talking to him. So it is what it is. Situation happened, but ultimately my only thing is to try and grow from it, and I feel like I have already. Just being able to, I got to work with a special forces guy, and we worked on this thing called the crux drill, and I use it in any moment in my life. Like it could come down to somebody cuts me off while I'm driving. Okay, if I'm having a bad day today, I'm just gonna crux drill it out. Let me take my deep breath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just being able to step back and reflect on yourself as a person, as an individual, and look at yourself from a third person, a bird's eye view, and be real about it. That's how you
Yeah.
grow. That's how you become a man, and what I'm saying, stand for the right things. So um,
Right.
yeah, I'm just trying to grow from that and show people that that's not my character. That's not who I am. If you get to know me, so
Yeah, right. And I think that's the
Nice.
biggest thing, man, is like we understand you're young and people are going to make mistakes, but what I really kind of appreciated from the situation was the fact that you released a statement really soon after it, letting people know like, "Hey, I understand how this looks. You guys don't know me and Vegan's relationship, yada yada yada." I really appreciated that, but also just you speaking on it right now, just knowing that it's a learning lesson and you're growing from it and you're using it to better yourself. I mean, I think that's awesome, bro. I really do.
Yeah,
that's
and people don't get to know the inner dynamics of a team, right? And a coach, and like you've been there for a couple years. You're an older guy, right? So it's like coaches have a different relationship with the older guys, and I don't know, fans or just people's perspective from the outside, they don't get that. They don't get the passion that goes into the game, every single game. And so they're just like, oh, the game's over. You shouldn't be having that passion or that explosive energy. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? I still have adrenaline. Like I'm still trying to
Mhm.
get this out of me. So, but good on you, man. I think that was made bigger than it maybe needed to be. But I appreciate your approach to it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Do you have any experiences at Montana State that stand out to you or that are favorites of yours outside of winning the national championship? Favorite game or experience as a Bobcat? Anything stand out?
Oh, I will say I will say my first game here as Bobcat. Uh,
Mm.
playing at I'm coming from the FBS. Like
Yes,
I'm
sir.
be real. I'm coming from the FBS to the FCS. I don't know what they expect. I have that stigma still in my head. Like, okay, it's
Yeah.
the FCS,
Oh,
but
it's
I need to
FCS.
get.
It's not about to be that serious.
You know what I'm saying? So the first game, everybody's hyping like Julius. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's electric. You don't know what you're about to. I'm like, okay, we'll see. All right. First game, I see the horses run out. I see the fans all in the gold rush, and I'm like, whoa! Like I got the chills in my body.
Yes.
And I was like, whoa! I had the last time this happened was at Wisconsin, and
Yep.
I've been in Nebraska, I've been in Minnesota, Penn State, like Ohio. It ain't happened anywhere else. But when I first time at Wisconsin, so I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I've never seen a
Mm-hmm.
horse run that fast in my life, that close. So I'd say for sure, probably my first game. It was such a cool experience. that I've never experienced before in my life. And I try to tell people when I meet them for the first time or they don't know about Montana State, like, man, you got to get to a Gold Rush or you need to go to a Brawler of the Wild, one of the two.
Yeah,
So
Nice,
that's awesome.
man. Yeah, we'll close it with this one. You've been super gracious to us and giving us your time. But now we want to kind of talk about, now that your college football journey has come to an end, what are your aspirations? You said you're training. Kind of take us through. Hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish, and let's manifest that a little bit.
yeah, ultimately, bigger picture, I want to try for the NFL, see where that takes me. So right now I'm training down here in Florida for that pro day. Outside of that, though, I have my master's degree and I have a bachelor's degree. Um,
Love that.
so I kind of want to look into what I could do with that if, God forbid, the NFL doesn't go the way I want it. Um, but ultimately, just trying to make a change in the world. I think especially seeing Taco do a lot with the I believe it was the lemonade place for the childhood cancer with the lemons. To me
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sparked me to want to be able to make a difference and try to find a charity or something to work with and make a difference in the world. Um, so I want to be able to do that. I want to start a business. I have some ideas started, but I'm just trying to knock out my pro day training right now and then see what life has in for store for me after that and then go for there. But I got a lot of things lined up that I want to do. Um,
Yeah.
just got to wait till I have that time to be able to figure out where my chips are going to land. So
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome, man. And
Where
we're, and
would
we're rooting for you. We're rooting for you, of course. But go ahead, Sam.
where would you like your home base to be? Are you looking for Wisconsin, Montana? Like, is your dad still in Wisconsin, or where do you think about that?
my dad's he's in Nashville right now, so I actually stopped down
Okay.
there on my way here to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't know. I'm very open. I love Bozeman. I wouldn't mind staying in Bozeman. I still got family in Wisconsin. I wouldn't mind going there either. But
You got a
ultimately,
bunch of jobs waiting for you in Montana, man. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah,
Listen,
that's for sure. Got a lot
look
of
that.
support in Montana, so
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
man. And there'll be some, like,
it,
the
it
fans should listen to this and know, like, hey, whatever happens, obviously we all want to see you make it and play on Sundays. But if not, don't be afraid to tap into that network of people that have supported you these last 3 years, because I was so surprised how powerful that was for just helping you in your career. There's been people from Montana that have helped me in my time in professional life. You're a national champion. I'm sure they want to help you, dog.
yeah, they've been gracious. They've been able to help me with my GoFundMe too.
Oh
I
yeah.
just want to say thank you to them, Bobcat Nation, and everybody that has been able to support that and share it and just get the word out about it because that helps more than they even know. So, um, yeah, man,
Last thing I
I
got for
think
you. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
no, I was gonna say on the living part, I think that's really up in the air. That's probably more of my girlfriend's decision. She wants to live
Yeah,
by the
right.
beach. Um, whatever
Can't
gonna
do
make
that in
her happy.
Montana. You cannot do that in Montana. I can tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Whatever's gonna make
Might as
her
well just stay in
happy.
Florida.
She every 5 seconds. Oh, I love that house. Just so you know, I love that house. So it's awesome. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's cool, bro. The last thing I want you to do, man, last thing I got for you. The next Julius Davis, or that young kid who might be watching this, who grew up in Montana, maybe he grows up in Wisconsin. What do you want to say to him as to chasing your dreams and getting to where you're at? You're a national champion. You're a multiple time conference champion. I mean, you've done a lot. You've accomplished a lot, and you're still going to accomplish more as you go on. But what would you say to that young kid watching this right now who wants to be like you?
Man, chase your dreams. Don't don't allow anybody to infiltrate your confidence. Prepare, work, work, work. Work beats talent every time.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of the fact, don't don't let anybody knock you off your pivot because your work's going to speak for yourself. It doesn't matter what a coach says to you. It doesn't matter what this person says to you if they're talking down on you. If a coach is coaching you hard, it just stay confident. I think that's the biggest thing. Um, I see a lot of young guys, even myself, when I was going through at least college, where it's more competition. It's not high school where you have that local competition, but it's easy to lose your confidence. Um, so stay confident. Don't let one thing that a coach say. Don't let one thing that a media says about it. Don't let any of that stuff knock you off your pivot. Just continue to work, prepare like no other, and fight. Just fight. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, because you can.
Thanks.
I love that,
man. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we want to
Awesome
thank you
message.
sincerely for jumping on, man. Like Keenan said at the beginning, a crossover show, Grizz and Bobcats. After all the draft stuff settles and once you're in a training camp and all that stuff, you have to come back on and tell us how OTAs and everything was like, man. So appreciate you for being on, brother.
Yeah,
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you, man.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for taking the time to talk to me and invite me out. It's a big time opportunity, and I'm blessed for it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll let you finish with a go, Bob. I can't even get it out, but if you want to say it, you're welcome to.
Would you even do that?
Go Cats.
Oh man.
Appreciate you, man.